The rain hammered against the window like desperate fingers clawing for entry. Dr. Aryan Metha stared at his reflection in the glass, the city lights blurring into ghostly smears. It had been 10 years since that night in the old village clinic, but the guilt clung to him like damp fog. He had buried the secret deep, deeper than the unmarked grave where he'd left her. Priya. The name whispered through his mind, unbidden. Or was it a whisper from elsewhere? Aryan shook his head, rubbing his temples. The new apartment in Mumbai was supposed to be a fresh start, away from the rural shadows of his past. But the air felt thick here, heavy with the scent of wet earth, and something fouler, rot, like spoiled meat left in the sun. He dismissed it as the building's age, its creaking floors and peeling wallpaper hiding decades of neglect. That night, as he unpacked boxes in the dim light of a single bulb, a chill brushed his neck. Cold breath. He spun around. Nothing, just the empty room, shadows pooling in the corners like ink. Sleep came fitfully. In the witching hour, a voice slithered into his ear. Soft at first, like silk unraveling. "You remember me, don't you, doctor?" It was a woman's voice, laced with venom. Aryan bolted upright, heart slamming against his ribs. The room was silent, save for the distant hum of traffic. Hallucination, he told himself, stress from the move, but the words echoed in his skull. "You left me to die." Morning brought no relief. At the hospital, Aryan treated patients with mechanical precision, but his hands trembled. During a routine checkup, he glanced at the mirror in the exam room. A figure lurked behind his shoulder. Tall, emaciated, with skin stretched taut over bones like parchment. Hollow eyes, black voids that sucked in light. It jerked unnaturally, limbs twisting at impossible angles, as if broken and reset wrong. Aryan blinked. Gone. The patient asked if he was all right. He lied. That evening, the whispers returned, louder now, taunting. Liar. Murderer. Aryan paced the apartment, the floorboards groaning underfoot like bones cracking. He poured a drink, the amber liquid burning his throat. A sudden creak from the hallway. He froze, heart pounding in the silence. Then a moan, low, guttural, echoing from the abandoned storage room at the end of the corridor. The building was old, once a colonial mansion, now carved into flats. Rumors of hauntings he'd heard, but ignored. Curiosity, or dread, drove him forward. The door to the storage room hung ajar, darkness spilling out like smoke. Inside, the stench hit him. Rot, decay, mingled with the metallic tang of blood. Shelves lined the walls, dusty relics forgotten. In the corner, a shadowy figure crouched. It rose slowly, unnaturally, joints popping with wet snaps. The ghost of Priya? No, something worse. Karna Pishachini, the villagers had called such spirits. Eaters of secrets, whisperers of doom. Her face was a grotesque mask, skin peeled back in ragged flaps, revealing glistening muscle beneath. Hollow eyes fixed on him, unblinking. She whispered, "You poisoned me. For your reputation. For your lies." Aryan stumbled back. Flashback, the clinic, 10 years ago. Priya, pregnant, begging for help. But she was the wife of a powerful man, and the child wasn't his. Aryan had administered the wrong dose. Deliberately? The memory blurred. Accident or intent? She had convulsed, foam at her lips, eyes rolling back. He buried her in the woods, told no one. The figure lunged, jump scare, Cold fingers grazed his arm. He fled, slamming the door, barricaded it with a chair. Breath ragged, sweat cold on his skin. Nights blurred into nightmares. Hallucinations seeped into reality. In the bathroom mirror, his reflection smiled while he screamed. Shadowy tendrils reached from under the bed, brushing his ankles with icy tips. The whispers evolved into screams, blood-curdling shrieks that pierced the darkness, accusing, "Killer, you can't hide." He stopped sleeping, the heart-pounding silence broken only by distant moans from the walls, as if the building itself wailed in agony. Desperation led him back to the village archives. Online first, safe distance. But the screen flickered, words twisting into Priya's pleas. He drove there, the old clinic abandoned, vines choking its walls. Inside, dust motes dance in flashlight beams. The stench again, rot, overpowering. A creak overhead. He looked up, nothing. Then cold breath on his neck. "Welcome home." He whirled. She was there. Karna Pishachini. Not Priya, but something born from her death. Body contorted, spine arched backward, head lolling at a sickening angle. Limbs jerked like a marionette with cut strings. Unnatural, impossible. Hollow eyes bored into him, pulling secrets from his soul. You think it was an accident? You wanted her gone. Her child would ruin you. The room spun. Hallucinations assaulted him, blood dripping from the ceiling, pooling at his feet, warm and sticky. Moans echoed through the empty halls, multiplying into a chorus of tormented souls. He ran, but the door slammed shut, trapped. Her whispers filled his ears, taunting, revealing buried truths. You enjoyed the power, the control. Tension built, unrelenting. Shadows writhed in corners, forming claws that raked the air. A sudden scream, hers, his. He clawed at the door. Splinters dug into flesh. Pain sharpened reality. Or did it? Her grotesque form advanced, skin sloughing off in wet clumps, exposing bone and sinew. The stench choked him, rotting flesh, bile rising. Climax loomed. She reached for his ear, fingers like icicles. "Now I'll whisper your end." Her voice screamed inside his head, a cacophony of agony. Visions flooded, Priya's death replayed, graphic, mind-bending, her body twisting, eyes bulging, accusations eternal. Aryan collapsed, mind fracturing, dread inescapable, no escape. She was him. He was her. He awoke in his apartment, dawn light filtered through curtains. Dream? Hallucination? Relief washed over him. But the mirror beckoned. He approached. His reflection stared back, hollow eyes, skin pale and taut. A whisper escaped his lips, not his voice. "You're next." The twist. It wasn't Priya's spirit. It was his own guilt manifesting as Karna Pishachini. But now she lived in him. He felt her stir, hungry for more secrets. The next victim? Himself. Or anyone who listened. Aryan smiled unnaturally, limbs jerked. The whispers began anew.